Good afternoon, boys and girls. This is Miss McDaniel, your teacher on demand, and I'm coming to you today with today's math recap. Today in class, we learned about the order of operations, and we learned that in order to solve equations and solve expressions, that there's a certain order that we have to do them in. It's called the order of operations. First, we do whatever inside the parentheses. Then we multiply or divide from left to right, and then we add or subtract from left to right. So I'm going to demonstrate that with a few problems today. The first problem I'm going to do is 8 minus parentheses 7 times 1. Today I explained to you about pulling those strings to solve it, because remember, expressions don't have equal signs. So I'm going to start using my order of operations by starting with my parentheses. So I'm going to pull the strings on my 7 times 1, and I'm going to get 7. Once I've done what's inside the parentheses, I remove them. Then I'm going to bring down everything else, so I bring down my 8 and my minus sign. Now I have a new problem. I skip multiply and divide because I don't have anything to multiply and divide anymore. Now I go to add or subtract. I subtract 8 minus 7, and my expression has been simplified. Okay, let's try another one. 5 minus 2 plus 12 divided by 4. Okay, let's keep in mind our order of operations says we start with parentheses first. Well, I don't have any parentheses, so I skip to step 2. It says multiply or divide from left to right. Well, I do have a division problem here, so I start with 12 divided by 4. That equals 3, and I bring everything else down. So now I have a new expression to simplify. Now I do the third step, which is add or subtract from left to right. Well, subtraction comes before addition, so I need to do my subtraction first. So I subtract 5 minus 2, and I get 3. Bring down the rest of your expression. Now simplify again, and I get 6. The answer to this expression is 6. Okay, let's try 2 more. Now, remembering our order of operation steps, first parentheses, then multiply or divide from left to right, and then add or subtract from left to right. So I have parentheses, so I'm going to do those first. But I actually have 2 operations in my parentheses, so I still need to follow the order of operations, which is I do division first before subtraction. So I'm going to divide 20 divided by 2, which is 10. And I'm going to bring the rest of my expression down. Now I still have parentheses because I haven't solved everything inside of them, so I brought them down with the problem. Now I'm going to simplify this part of the expression because it's still inside the parentheses. Still have to do those first. Once I'm done solving everything inside the parentheses, I remove them, bring everything else down, and now I'm going to solve 72. Oops, can't see that. Sorry about that. Alright, last one I'm going to show you. (13 times 4 minus 65 divided by 13). Remember our order of operations. Parentheses, multiply or divide from left to right. Add or subtract from left to right. I have no parentheses, so I start with my multiply and divide. Well, multiply comes first this time, so I'm going to do that first. That's 52. Then I'm going to bring down everything else. Now, I know what you're thinking. Hey, I can't subtract 52 from 65, but that's not what I do next. I divide first. Remember, multiply and or divide before I add or subtract. So I'm going to divide this. And I get 5. Bring down the subtraction sign in the 52. And then I'm going to pull those strings. And I get 47. So I've simplified this into a 47. Well, let me remind you again, before I leave you, of the order of operations. Parentheses first, multiply or divide from left to right, and then add or subtract from left to right. I hope this has been a help to you. Again, remember to bring in any questions you have on your homework tomorrow so that we can answer those. Good night.